my friends. Hang out for a minute. I want to thank Patricia, Irene, Hope, Carrie, Lisa, Firely, Kathy, John, and Mike for your recent donations. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate your guys' donations and your willingness to contribute to me in any way. The support you guys give me with the tarot readings and everything, it's awesome. And all my subscribers, I'm uploading a video for you guys in the Hellfire Lounge right now. So your weekly check-in is going to be done here shortly. Hello, my friends. It's going to be another minute. Hello, my friends. The brains. These people have brains out there. Definitely dehydrated brains. They need to have some water. Remember that. That's what I'm going to start my whole live off with. It's so disgusting, really. Vile. Water. We all need it, right, to live? What do you guys think? Is water like one of those things that are like a God-given right to everybody? I don't know. Am I just so weird for believing that? I know. You got a problem, man. And it's all starting to make sense when you think about it, you know? The clingety, cling, cling, cling type of sense. You know what I'm saying? So, you guys agree with me. Water is an inalienable source that we should all have free access to, right? Yeah, I know. Water should be available to everyone on the planet, as God so created this plane for all of us. Absolutely. And this is why we vibe, my beautiful friends. This is why we vibe. But in the event that there's someone here that has never been here before, I'm going to let you know, if this is your first time ever seeing this mug come across your screen, that's not by coincidence. See, I did a deep intention prior to hitting go. And I said to the divine God, governing spirit of all creation, that this message find the ones who would need to hear it the most. The ones who still may be walking the line, teetering in and out of good and evil. Because humanity is facing a huge, huge shift coming up. And see, we have the power to sway it one way, but it's going to take more of you to see it. Now, interesting enough, this is a little story of my morning. It's about, let me paint the scene for you. The time is 6:44 a.m., Northern Arizona. Having my coffee, doing morning reflection, listening to the crows and the ravens outside of my window. Look back there, two men, utility vests, fucking around with some shit behind my place. I'm like, what are these guys doing? And you know, I'm just quietly observing what's happening, and I'm like, huh. They're taking this cover off out from under the ground, and doing some dicking around, tinkering around with whatever's underneath it, and I'm thinking, what in the heck are they doing? And then they stand up, put the cover back on, and dip out. The guy sees me at the window looking, and he's like waving, and I'm like, bye-bye, you know? And then I sat and I was like, well, that's strange. Now, timeline, 8 a.m. I'm jumping out to get in my ride to go to the gym for the morning. Two neighbors outside in their car, and they were like looking at a piece of paper. I didn't quite know what they were doing at that point, but they were obviously in an agitated vibration, so I just did the neighborly wave, got in my rig, and went to cycling. Pull back in. They're still out there. So then I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Did you guys get locked out of your place or something? And then they proceed to tell me that their water had been cut off. And they were frantic because, you know, they have to go to work or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, bummer, man. I said, that sucks so hard. I'm like, you know what? My kids are gone. I got 2 open showers. If you need them, come on over. One declined. They didn't feel comfortable. One took up on the offer and went and got their stuff and came and bathed. But the whole point is who the fuck are these scumbags? I hope that those guys out there that caught themselves in a kind moment, right? The guy thought he was kind. Like, waving at me out the window. You know, we would assume that would be a kind gesture, right? Well, here's the problem. The sick, infested fucking mind of the order-following conformists. Who the fuck are they to say who gets to have water and who doesn't? With elderly? Children at home? You know what I'm saying? Who are they? Just following orders, which is what society has reduced itself to the evil that is the order follower. There are so many people who just follow orders in society because they think that that's what they do. It's their job. Well, I'm here to tell these people because I know that there's some people out there who think that they're just doing their job. You will be judged by the fruit that you fucking bear in this realm, good folk. And if you are doing that to people, it is not your right. Under natural law, you are in violation. You are in violation of somebody's access because they can't go to a spring and get water. It's against the law. They can't go to a public water source and get water. It's against the law. Everything in this fucking realm has been against the law, and you've supported it. And now people get to monopolize our source of water and how we get it for what? Monetary gain. It's the same fucking thing as the people who evict people out of homes. We have so many vacant homes in this country, we should not see one homeless body sleeping under a bridge. Why do we see people sleeping under the bridge? Why do we? Well, because of greed. Because if it's not making them money, then fuck you. See, the water company dispatched these order followers today who thought they were in the spirit of good-heartedness, waving to me. They weren't shutting my water off, right? Would they have waved to me if I was in the house that they were shutting the water off to, or would they tuck their head in shame? Because they know something deep inside of them is wrong. It is wrong for corporations to claim access to our resources that we have inalienable rights under natural law to have. It is wrong. And if you don't believe it's wrong, then you're a brain-dead fucking drone, and let me tell you why. Because you support the whole criminal system that is enslaving humanity right now. Because you're a brain-dead idiot. Why are you a brain-dead idiot? Well, they have to have clean water. You know, it costs money to run the pipes and clean the water and do all that. You're so... God, those kinds of people make me so sick because they can't see from a higher perspective that we don't really need all of that. We don't need it. It's in excess so that they can monopolize our access to it. So that whenever they feel like it, they can put on water restrictions. You know what they did to people in California last week? Y'all heard about what they were doing over there? Hot day. Smoldering heat. You know all those lovely little smart meters that everybody had put inside of their home? The temperature control things, the computer things, the Antichrist shit that you just welcome in and say, let the beast in. Yeah, you know those little meters that control the thermostat? Well, guess what? The energy company did. Smoldering hot fucking day, and the energy company maxed out their ability to adjust their temperature control. Yeah, the guy's like, he's like trying to turn it down because it's really hot in his house. You know, he pays his bill. He would expect to be able to control the thermostat in his own dwelling, right? Well, he's freaking trying to turn it down. Gets a notification that it's not allowed due to the energy crisis. That the company is now putting restrictions on the thermostat. That he's paying for, mind you. So now Big Brother at any given time can just say to you, fuck you. No big deal. This is a problem, you see, because as we get into winter months, do you really want the government controlling your thermostat, folks? But see, here's the problem with the brain dead people. You guys think this technology is just so great. The surveillance state. Oh, it's so convenient to have a fridge that you can just tell how many ice cubes you want. Samsung fridge, dispatch 5 ice cubes, crushed. Yeah, well, what else can that fridge do for you? You know, always listen, always monitor. What else is your Ring doorbell going to do when it's feeding the surveillance footage from your front door right into your local police station without a warrant of surveillance? Oh, no big deal. Constant. The police can just tune right into your Ring and watch everything that goes on your doorstep. That's not a problem, right? Technology's awesome. Yeah. Super cool. When the drones are going to fly over you like they're doing in China and tell you you can't leave your house or else you're going to be prosecuted or possibly shot. Sounds like a great time. I mean, who wouldn't want to get shot down by a robotic drone for leaving their house? Like, what the fuck? You can't rationalize or reason with a machine. And anybody who's ever been banned on Facebook or something, you're going to understand this. Like, I can try and appeal things. Like, they'll ban me for something that isn't even legit. And then you can try and appeal it. And then they say, no, it's still, we've reviewed it. And it's still, our AI algorithm's still flagging it, you know? Because these aren't real people with consciences. They have no humanity in them. And the people out here doing the work for the beast system, you have no humanity in you. If you, for 1 second, get up in the day and go to your job at the water company and think you're a great citizen when you go around and turning people's service off for lack of payment, you're a sick fuck. You really are. There's evil in you. I don't care. You couldn't pay me to do a job that is going to violate other humans like that. Just like being a police officer. They're the worst. Order following. Like, they're out here literally harming people on the daily and getting away with it. With immunity. Violating people, kidnapping people at gunpoint. Non-violent crimes, but yet they'll let violent offenders out, right? Do you understand the whole shit show that you are surrendering to and you're committing yourself to and your stupid brain power to by being a conformist and having no balls to do anything other than just follow orders? You know that this has happened before, right? In like many different scenes throughout history. Or are we just not into that anymore because it's not trending on TikTok? What do you think? Maybe we should start a TikTok trend and remind the people what happens in history when you just give away and surrender your rights and power over to criminal overlords. It never ends well, guys, need I remind you. But see, it's always been different in the past. The past has been different. We haven't been as modernized as we are now. And the technology, I don't know if you guys have seen the dangers that could arise from technology, like in the Terminator movie or anything else where, what was that one I recently watched? It was like Moonfall or some stupid shit, where like the AI system became conscious and just like wanted to take out humanity. You know, those kinds of things. But the main thing is that every single step of the way, when we go harder and harder and harder into this web of just following orders, you're losing your humanity. You're selling your soul for the beast. And you may think, oh, no, I'm not. I'm saved. I have the Lord Jesus' protection. But you're a delusional creature. The Lord Jesus would never condone your behavior. If you call yourself a Christian or somebody who would be favored by El Cristos, then you go around and commit harm and break natural law. Do you feel like walking away and shutting somebody's access off to water is something that Christ would do? Or would Christ have a well and invite everybody to drink from it? What do you think, order follower? Even if the Pharisees or the church offered Jesus a large bag of coin, I think he would have said, fuck you. The people drink from my well for free. That's just me, though. What are you guys thinking? Do you think if there were people out on the streets freezing, no shelter, that Jesus would keep his dwellings, his buildings, his real estate locked up, sealed up, guarded up, surveillanced, to keep people from seeking refuge in a place in shelter? Do you think Jesus would have said, oh, no, sorry, guys, no access, sorry, fucking homeless dude, sorry, you need to go find a bridge to sleep under, this building's just sitting here collecting dust because until somebody can make sense of it all, it just isn't gonna have any occupants. Do you think he would do that? No, but that's what you do, right? That's what the banksters do. They'll evict families from their homes that they've been paying on for 15, 20 years. People who have been invested in purchasing their home for 10, 15 years are now getting foreclosed on because of what? Oh, the economy. Because what's happened is we have a group of criminal overlords who are evil and operating in a satanic spirit of their ego and have decided these fucking dinosaurs, let me just get off track right now. If I have to see another second of footage of that old biddy's burial, they paraded her around, and I don't even know if she was in there. You know, there's always room for speculation on these sorts of things. But they put the crown jewels and her scepter right on top there, and they would kept focusing in. Just because the stupid people of the realm, it's like a little monkey. You put shiny shit in front of it. It's like, ooh, look at shiny things. They paraded that around and kept showing and carrying on about the crown jewels. And I thought to myself, you know, if they had any fucking sense, they would be outraged right now. Because that one piece right there, that crown and her scepter could have fed probably thousands, if not millions, of hungry mouths. Just the jewelry alone, the gems. And then you look around in these freaking churches and these cathedrals, and you see their big golden idols and their candle bases, and everything's gold and decked out, and you think, wow, if the church really gave a fuck about humanity, they wouldn't be calling all of their wealth back to them, right? Like the Vatican recently did, which is super suspect. I get it. All of their stuff returned to them. But they would be actually melting that shit down and dispersing it amongst the people who are losing their shelter, who are going hungry, who are having access to water cut off. They wouldn't be hoarding it all behind the gates of the Vatican, but they would be saying, we have the Spirit of Christ in us, who advised us to love thy brother as thyself above all things, seeking first the kingdom of God, and all things would be added unto us. If you're seeking material gains, are you seeking the kingdom of God? Are you? If all you give a fuck about is your title in this stupid ass fake realm, you're a fake fucking realm. You're a fake fuck. All you care about is that? How much? What? See, and this is why the shift is coming. Because all of you low-level fuckers who've got your priorities all messed up and have no love in your soul, surprise is coming. Big surprise. If you can for 1 second continue to go along with this shit show, you've got a big surprise coming, good friends. A big surprise. And you don't want to see it, right? You want to be in denial about it because you're a fucking coward. Because it's easier to have somebody else do stuff for you. Right? It's easier to put your blind faith in a bunch of old dinosaurs. Look at these geriatric patient fucks who are so-called leaders. George Soros, Klaus Schwab, creepy Biden, the Queen. Look at all of these old, cantankerous, nasty, dilapidated mind fucks. And we're just supposed to believe that these are the brilliant minds that's got it all figured out for our future, for the future of our children? No. But you just go along with it, don't you? Why do you go along with it? Why are you going along with it? Question being asked for real. Why do you do it? If you're not asking yourself why you're doing things, you're just doing it, then I'm going to tell you, you are programmed. Yes, the Matrix has you. If you blindly go along with things just 'cause, that's what we do, just 'cause, then you are a conformist. And you are just following orders, just 'cause. And you have no touch with your humanity. You've never done the work to find out who you are and what you're truly made of. Because you don't care. Because it's not important. It's not trending. It matters not to you, right? What happens to your brother? It doesn't matter to you if your neighbor can't take a shower. It doesn't matter to you if they can't cook or flush their toilets, right? Just look like what's happening in Mississippi, right? They don't have water. Was it Jackson? Jackson, Mississippi? They don't have water. But you want to believe that these fuckers over here parading around on the television are doing something good by sending immigrants this way and talking about abortion that way, just keeping you mindlessly fucking looking every direction and never looking at them for what the fuck they're doing to us all? No matter. People don't have water to drink. People don't have food. People are getting evicted. People don't have homes. People can't drive their cars. People are struggling. People are in pain. And it doesn't matter as long as you're taken care of, right? As long as it's not happening to you. And that is the kind of mindset that's bringing it to you right there. You're the reason why it's coming, see? If you listen to the lyrics of the song, it actually says you are the problem. And you are the problem. Because everything is energy. So, there are rules to this game. Cause and effect being one of them. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. As above, so below. It's all there. So if you ever wanted to really figure it out, you could. But if you haven't wanted to, then that's your own ignorance that has led us to this point. Because collectively, we're all energy. And we're controlling this realm and everything that's going on in it. Like batteries. Did you know that? Bet you didn't. Bet you didn't. They didn't teach you that at the church house, huh? With the gold statues and all of the fucking tithing plates, did they? Did they teach you that? Oh, yeah. No. They don't want to teach you the truth because the truth isn't meant for you. That's why it was occulted by them. That's why they burnt everybody who knew the truth. That's because they were witches. You really think so, huh? Wait until you're the witch and they come and burn you. Just kidding. But that's pretty much how it works. So if you guys have been blissfully ignorant, then that's your own problem. But I would like to say that if you keep turning away from being accountable, then you're going to have ramifications for that. You will, because you're calling it to you. This is how it works. If you see somebody else suffering, say you had a loaf of bread, okay? And you were sitting there and you were about ready to eat your loaf of bread. And somebody said, I'm so hungry. Can I have a piece of your bread? And you, out of your ego, out of your greed, out of your selfishness, out of your satanic beast spirit said, no, this is my bread. Go find your own bread. Then that suffering person tucked their head and kept walking. Well, guess who's seen you? Divine. The energy that is always everywhere, that is in you. And you know what happens? You can have that whole loaf of bread. But then guess what? You're going to run into that same experience because that's how it works. And this is the thing that people fail to realize. You go through the same thing that you put people through. It's just how it goes. Ever been cheated on? Did you cheat on somebody? Ever dealt with this? Did you do that? Be accountable. You get what you put out. It's a mirror. It all comes back. This is why the only way to fix the game is by putting love out. See? Because love heals. That is the only thing that heals. I can go out there and be hateful all day long to everybody I meet. But you know what's going to come back at me? Hate and discontent. All day long, my life is going to be a miserable, negative cesspool. How it works is if you go out and you put good out, and you help your neighbor, you do things that are kind, you're supportive, you act in the higher realms of vibration, okay? You remain in the light, not the shadow, then you bring in more light. And this is what they don't want you to know, that you actually have that much power. So they've contained you all in a web of ego and conforming to their way of things. Their way of things is dark. Their way of things is just that, right? They don't want you to have any bread because it doesn't profit them. You don't want that person to have bread because you want the bread. Do you see? It's a micro and macro experience here. So when you have a change of heart, the next person will have a change of heart based on your kindness or your smile or your love that you showed them. Then they're going to repay that because we monkey see, monkey do. It's like raising a kid. You know, they're emulating what they're seeing, their experiences, right? This is why kids and things, we've all been through trauma, but when we go through the things, we have to heal from it and we have to set it right. We don't just, you know what I mean? It's because we are a product of the environment. So we're all a product of this fucked up world that we've been given. Not one of us decided to wake up in and have this as our created world. They created it for us, and they created it before us, and the people before us went along with it. But now we have to stop and take ownership of who we are and take the power from them so that this cycle doesn't continue to go like it is. If they continue to run this timeline, it is complete ruin. No life on earth, probably, if it were up to them. The creation would be destroyed. They would pillage the mother, take all of the resources. Humans would be cyborg, slaves. All for what? For their profit. So, do you really want to continue to consent with them? Just 'cause? You're an idiot. Just 'cause. Well, it's always been like that. Yeah, you're a fool. Do you hear your statement? It's always been like that. So who's going to change it? There's never going to be a change until people stand up and say, I'm not doing this anymore. This just doesn't sit right with my soul. I'm feeling convictions in my spirit. I'm not going to go shut their water off. Why would I do that? Because it's your job? Well, I guess if that's what's going to be required of me is to go out and to cause harm into the realm, then I don't want that fucking job. So fuck you. Could you imagine how many order followers have the power to just say fuck you and shake the whole game up if they just felt convicted in their spirit for what they're doing? How many military men and women and police officers could really change the game? Because, see, they're the first line of defense for the criminal overlords. See, there's us, the pawns. It's like a game of chess. We're the pawns on the board, the goyim, the useless eaters, the slave class. Then you have the police and military who are one step ahead, you know, and they protect the criminal politicians and the elite scumbags who think that they run the whole show. Without those two, without that line of defense, those fuckers would have nothing keeping them safe from us. We outnumber them. They could never control us without the military and the police doing it. So when people come and fuck with me about, you know, the police and the blue line, and it's like you're sick. You people are seriously sick in your mental state. Supporting evil? When did that become cool? Well, I know some good police officers. They're not all bad. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sure that just like the guy who waved at me this morning as he's out here doing the devil's deed, shutting off resources to people who they have no right to even say they can't have. You know, I'm sure they don't believe that they're the bad guy, but that's the problem. Until people starts looking at themselves and seeing their part in all of this, they are the problem. Because like I was saying, everything is energy. I'll show you something. Let me have a drink real quick. You're energy. You're just a ripple. You're a vibration. Me too. Everybody. We're all coming in at different vibes though, right? Some vibes higher than others. Basically, energy never dies. What if I told you that the system itself that is being ran by these guys is to harness and contain your energy and feed their system, because they can't create without it. Without you, they can't exist. They have to have you as a host of their will. That means your mind, your power has to be focused on what they want you to do. Or you just have to be so brain dead and compliant to their system that you just walk around and they just suck your power unknowingly. Everything, there's a natural grid. And this is divine energy source, right? And you know what gives us a lot of power? You guys are going to believe me, but it's the sun. Without the sun, and the sun's energy is what water or grows everything. It's the bringer of life. Why on earth would they be trying to block the sun out? I wonder. Anyway, so the sun gives us all energy. It gives all of the trees energy because the trees are connected to divine. Okay? Energy, energy, energy flows into the realm from here, and everything has life. The little birds in the air, same thing. They're coming from the primo energy of the all. And then there's us. We all have the connection. Despite what imaginary lines you think you're born across, okay? Everybody has access to the same energy of the all, God, Creator, Allah, whatever you want to call it. It's all us. We're all the same in that way. Just different personality types, but the core of all of us in our heart and soul is the one energy. That is everything. Now, what happened? The native tribes and everything, they were the closest. That's how they were the closest to 144 on the clock. Divine beings. The Creator spoke to them. They had a relationship with the animals and all of nature. They respected the earth. They didn't overindulge. They didn't just go tearing trees down or butchering a bunch of animals for profit. They took what they needed. Right? They didn't go and drill for oil and pollute whole water systems for them to have a bunch of meaningless material stuff. They realized that that was not where that if you destroyed creation, you were basically destroying yourself, because all is one. And then what happened was you had men who developed the ego and fed the ego. Because you can go two ways. You yourself can use the energy that is in your soul for dark or for light. Now, those of you conformists who just blindly comply like order followers for the beast, for the darkness, you're in what I call a gray state. And you're about ready, you're in a neutral way right now, right? Where you may personally believe you're a really good person. You may wave at people and be out there doing your job. Everything is awesome. Hey, just doing my job. Don't worry. Don't blame me. Blame the water company. No, blame you. Because without you and 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 you, the water company wouldn't exist. We would have never let it get this far. It's a dangerous fucking game to play when you give people, corporations, control of your water sources, of your food sources, which is why Bill Gates has bought up most of the farmland across the plain. We're not just talking about in the United States. This nasty little creature has purchased, which is impossible. God can't grant Bill Gates the fucking rights to the land that is ours. It is our consenting to the whole system and how it's all fucking rigged that would even give him the ability to purchase anything. This is why you have to condemn the system. But the brain dead people, that's too uncomfortable for you, right? To believe a vision outside of what your comfort zone is, of what you look around and think is modern civilization. You call this civilized? Is it fucking civilized? To see people in the state that they're in? No, there's a better way. There's a way better way. And you've got to start believing that. There's nothing civilized about how we've evolved into this nightmare. It's not civilized. It's disgusting. Oh, Tinder. Oh, I read a fucking article. What was it? STDs are on the rise and on the rise and on the rise. So you fucking keep your legs closed and your dick in your pants then, you sick fucks. How do we stop the growing STD fucking pandemic? Well, you can stop fucking. Stop with your Tinder, low-level lusting creatures. Go back to treating yourself as a sacred being. Stop giving your sexual energy to everybody. How about that? Oh, simple fucking fix. But that would require you to do what? Temper your fucking lustful nature, wouldn't it? That would require you to stop trying to pleasure seek because you hate your life so much, because you're programmed drone and deep down your soul's crying for help. Let's normalize talking about STDs. Let's normalize talking about herpes. Let's normalize HIV. Or let's just stop with our bullshit. I've got a cure for the HIV. Every 3 months you get your shot. It's so fucking amazing and super soon you can go undetectable. Or You could lower your risk of catching HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases by stop being a creature of lust and start becoming a creature of love. Which one's easier? Go get a shot every 3 months for big pharma? Ka-ching! It's all making sense. All making sense for them. But to me, it makes no sense, see? They want the sense, but I want the sense. You people aren't making much sense to me. But I get to be called the crazy by you fucks. Right? I'm the batshit crazy woman. No, I'll tell you. I make you look at your entire existence as it really is, which is a fucking lie, and you're a fraud living it. You don't like that. That's uncomfortable to you. They didn't like it about Jesus either. Right? They didn't like Jesus doing that shit either. They were telling him he was a blasphemer. Well, guess what? You can't put all of us on a cross this time. There's too many of us now that have activated. And they don't know. But they can't kill us all. Now back to this. So this is how it was meant to be. We're back there and we're living our best lives in tune as one. Kind of like Avatar, right? They were connected to nature, and then the big corporate fuckers came and basically forced their bullshit on them. Same thing we've done. We're in the same kind of incidents. But now, all of us, because we've surrendered ourselves to modern civilization, and we have all of these screens and all of this bullshit and all of this and this and this, we're being suppressed by our consciousness. So you're in that gray state of being because they're literally making a way to sever your connection with divine. So you will have no ability. How they're doing it is they, as the natural grid, the power grid that is the all, has laid out above us, they have tirelessly over the years instructed their own grid. So these are their towers. These are their towers in all of the cities that have gone up all across. And these have a signal that go from here to here and to here. See? And that scrambles the divine frequency already. So now where we once were like our ancestors who had a clear understanding of how we were supposed to conduct ourselves here, how we were supposed to treat our home. Now it's been hijacked. And now guess what signal they're putting in? They're putting in consumer signal. They want you to buy their shit, yo. Go buy, you need this. Oh, you need to look like her. Oh, this is the fashion. Oh, this is trending. Oh, this is. So now our signals are being connected to the beast, which is anti-Christ. Anything that is not organic is anti-God. And if Christ was God, then this is anti-God. So tell me again, Christians, and you fuckers out there who think you are so good, and I am just the worst, how you trump anything good. You are an agent of the beast. You are just as evil. I don't care if you pull the trigger and kill somebody. If you support the police who are out here doing it with immunity, then you might as well. Because like I said, the police and the military are their defense. The people who are doing this to us, who have put up this grid, who have manipulated our minds, the serpent that's been in our ear since we were born. We didn't ask for it. We're born into it. So, anyway, you are the one that can change it. You want to continue to give your energy to this system that is not organic, that is just going to do harm, and keep doing it. Like I said, I can't control anybody. You keep doing it, though, and calling yourself a good person, it's hypocritical, man. You're not a good person. You're not a good person if you think that. You're actually quite evil to support this kind of thing. And what's really going to be funny is when you start to see what's coming and how you played a huge part in allowing this to happen with your statism by going and voting. They can't get by with anything without consent. They know this. It's natural law. And whether or not you guys have been here before, or you're just tuning in, I've talked about this before. This is a realm of consent and free will. I can't force anybody to do something against their will. I can't even pull cards on somebody energetically. I can't even go looking into somebody's energy without their consent, without violating natural law. So the point is that you blindly consenting, even out of ignorance, is still going to bring it back to you. Because you have consented to evil, and guess who's going to get it? We reap what we sow. I personally choose to sow seeds of love. But I tell ya, I'll get karma if I fuck up. It comes back to me too. I'm not exempt from it either. I do shit. I have to deal with lessons my own self. No one is exempt from it. We are all subject to the same unmovable principle that the whole system, natural system, universe functions on. I don't care what man-made law you believe you're fucking following, and you're doing things for corporations that's just following your job duties and doing all of the bullshit. You're breaking natural law, and there will be backlash for it. And we're going to see how many of you little key smiley face motherfuckers coming on this video are laughing when that happens. You guys aren't going to be laughing then, because it's really no laughing matter. You have no idea what's coming. While they've got enough, like I said, they've got enough technology implemented now that even if a complete rebellion of humans happened right now, even if the police and the army woke up right now in every country across the plane, they would still be able to kill majority of us off with their technology. We've built it for them. Good job. Good job. We've already built it all for them. They can sit in their dens, hidden and secured, with robo armies protecting them, with drones flying above. Even if we, like I said, if every man took on the position of a soldier and wanted to go after the few, they have already got so much technology developed thanks to our ignorance and us being the low-level distracted fucks, materialistic, greedy, egotistical fucks that we have become as humans, that they can sit in their fucking places protected and kill majority of us humans trying to rebel against them with their drones, with the flip of a button. And they would love it. They actually built it this way, guys, by the way. This is what was the plan. That we build it for them, and then they don't need us. Remember the depopulation part about their agenda? Well, what do you think that looks like? You think that was the pandemic? Some of you people were like, oh, the COVID-19 was created and it's a pandemic for their depopulation. No, that wasn't even people for real. That was like the common... No, they've got some great plans for you guys. And for me, I don't put myself in this place because I'm not even here. Like, I am in a lofty place of consciousness. My 3D body is here functioning as a human, but my mind is not here. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I think a lot of us spiritual people have already ascended to that level. Well, we're out of here, but we're still here, like, running the game, right? Am I the only one? It's like we're here physically doing the motions of the human, but our minds are already up there. Greg gave me the thumbs up. I knew Greg would get it. You're a very wise soul. But yeah, so I'm mainly talking to the younger minds that haven't quite got the whole point yet, that they're the ones doing all of this. They're still looking to cast their blame like, oh no, they're doing it to us. Oh no, Russia's doing it. Oh my God, China, Taiwan, everybody's doing it. They're doing it to us. They're doing it to us. No, you're doing it to us. You are doing it to us. Fucking you, because you're a coward. God. Because you're just a fucking drone, dude. And you refuse to have courage. You refuse to think for yourself in a way that is not damning humanity. We all are, man. We're all really, really, really old souls, man. Especially those of us awakened right now, because it takes a really old soul to learn the tricks of the game. So it's like we have cheat codes installed in us. I don't know. That's like some certain things like trigger us, and we're like, oh, we've been here before. Oh, I know how to get out of this one. Oh yeah, I remember this about the last time I played this game. But yeah, humanity is doomed to repeat itself. But the problem is that this is going to be because they're trying to harvest the energy that we are. I don't know what kind of fucked up AI shit is happening. But the people who really are consumed, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one. There is nobody that is 100% like exempt, I think, from the technology influencing them. But then you see the people whose whole life revolves around it, right? And you try to engage with them, and it's nearly impossible. They're not fucking real. They're like... Literally, they've already been put to sleep, their soul. They're casualties of the Matrix. Really. I'll try to engage with them like a human, and they just malfunction, dude. They just can't even do human. They can't do human. They're like already programmed drone. It's like, can you do human? Hey, can we do human now? Hey, yo, you want to play human now? You want to play something other than brain dead idiot? They can't do it. They are flat, right? I'm not the only one seeing this, because I think I'm realizing more and more, the more interactions I have with people, they don't even want to be alive. They love their fake shit. They don't want love. They don't want real love. They don't want that shit. They don't want anything. They don't want colors. They don't want anything fun. They don't want to go off script at all. It's like, okay, everybody, take your shirts off. Let's go run in the rain. Oh, we can't do that. Somebody would see. Who? That's illegal. Who cares? Do it. Anyway, who said it was illegal? I came in here naked. Why is it naked? What are we doing? Sorry, I had a big crystal. I forgot about it down there. But you know what I'm saying? It's like nobody wants to go off of the thing. And so the Matrix is never going to break unless people start breaking it. It's like we got to start going off script and fucking glitching the shit out. It's like, well, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do something different today. What is that? Like, oh, well, no, we can't do that. Why can't we? Who said? They said we can't. This is that. It's like, just like during the whole lockdown when people were staying in their house, I was literally out doing all kinds of shit that they told me not to do every fucking day of it. Every single day. I was out with my kids hiking or doing something. They were saying, oh, no, you can't go out unless it's to do essential things. Well, everything I want to do with my life is essential. So how's that? If I want to go take my kids on a hike, that's essential. And we did it. If I wanted to go do whatever the fuck I wanted to lollygag and go do, I did it. And everybody else says, you should stay home. You should not leaving an essential business. You're not doing things that are essential. I'm like, everything that I want to do with my life is essential to me. Who's to say it's not, you know? But there's so many people out there that complied with that, and that's how all of this, that's how all of this got into motion. Everybody consented out of fear, because fear is the authoritarian's way to get people in low vibration. So everybody got in a state of fear and panic, and they consented to all of that control being taken from them. And guess what? Like I said, in history, when you usually surrender your control over to things, you never get it back. Look at 9/11. We all were in fear of these like big old boogeymen living in caves, and then they just started molesting us in airports, and we lost all of our privacy, and they started listening to our phone calls and doing all of this and that, and then everybody just surrendered and said, you know, it's for our greatest good, it's to keep us all safe, and yeah, and now look, we still get molested at airports. Would they still listen and survey us without our consent? Blah, 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 blah. And history repeats. So, like I said, we're on this thin line right now, where even if everybody woke up this moment and got their pew 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 pews, it wouldn't matter, because they are so technologically advanced that we're going to be literally a war against the machine, literally raging against a machine. Because they're not just going to lay down and say, okay, we're just not going to be psychopaths who want to rule the world. We're just going to surrender it back over to you good people who we oppressed for thousands of years. No. So this is where it's a spiritual battle of the Antichrist, all things that are not natural, and the natural. Very good advice, Casper. Corn. There's been a lot of corn shit going on. Yeah, I've noticed. It is mind. You know that, Mandy, but the people who come across this video who are not regulars here, they don't know that. They think that somebody's coming to save them. And they need to save themselves. But they're never going to see the truth, because they think that they're good people. They honestly sit there and tell themselves they're really good people. They're going to tell themselves that I'm a bad person and they're a good person. I'm a bad person because I vape and I cuss, which makes them uncomfortable because of what they've been programmed, right? So if they hear expletives, automatically they're like, oh, that's low class, that's bad, that's really profane, that's blah, blah, blah. But that's what they've been told. But really, there's nothing wrong with me saying those words. They're just that. But they don't, it's just so much program. They just don't, I mean, yeah. Yeah, man, that's okay, because I really, like I said, I really could care less when I'm out of here. I'm just here. Like, I'm here right now, here, but I'm like here. Most of the time. I don't even try and check into the 3D half the time. I'm like, I don't want to play in the 3D world today. I live in my head a lot, communicating telepathically and doing, like, superhuman shit. Which a lot of people don't even believe is real, because they haven't unlocked that superpower yet. They're going to be like, she's crazy. She thinks that she's talking to people in her mind. I am. So if you don't believe me, that's not my fault. I'm not crazy. It's real. It's happening. I'm talking to you in your mind all the time. Maybe not your mind, but, you know, the people who I intend to talk to in their mind. Can't talk to everybody in humanity. If I had that power, I would have already changed the game and reset it. But yeah, there's so much we can unlock just by raising our vibration and ascending out of the program. That's why it's like they don't want us to remember who we really are. They want us under their veil, where our frequency and our truth can be distorted based on their own frequency interruptions. And a lot of people are just like subtly surrendering to it because that's all they know. It's like, hey, this is how it always is. I want to buy that today. They see it on a billboard, and then 10 minutes later, it's like, I need to buy that. I'm like, no. I'm actually reverse aging myself right now, guys. So you guys can see. This is my face right now. We'll come back in 3 months and check it out. I've been doing reverse aging with the power of my mind. And I feel like I'm getting younger and younger by the day, honestly. But you guys are going to be able to tell because you guys see me a lot. But yeah, I'm trying to disappear these lines. Not that they're bad, but I just want to see what I could do. I just want to see if I can really reverse the aging process. Yeah. So I'm just trying to see. So we'll see. We'll see how I can do it. You think I am? I think I might be. But then it's like I'm looking at myself every day. So I'm like, I don't know. I know I'm like snatching myself in certain areas too. But it's all power of the mind. You're reverse aging too, Karen? See, it works. You're only as old as you feel. That's why people in the old days used to live so much longer. Now they want you to start thinking like, oh, when you're like 35, you're like almost over the hill. Fuck it, dude. I'm 38 and I feel better. I'm more healthy. Mind, body, soul at 38 than I was at 28. I'm stronger. I'm more balanced, more in tune than I was 10 years ago. So they want to try and tell you that, oh, you're getting old. You better start getting old. You better start dressing different. Hell no, dude. I dress like such a skank sometimes. Tight clothes. Because why not? Like, I'll like to wear form-fitting dresses that really, you know, turn heads. It's like, oh, you're 38. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't wear that. No, I will. I will wear it. Yep, I sure do. And I don't care. Who said I couldn't? Oh, that's right. Remember, I do what I want. So, sounds like a personal problem to you if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying? Okay, use your inner hand knuckles to push cheeks up like this. Like that. Yeah, I might be starting to do some of that too. And also, the key is to drinking lots of water. A lot of people don't drink enough water. You got to drink like a gallon of water a day, guys. You hydrate from within. You hydrate your body from within. It's not an external thing that you dehydrate. It's like if you drink so much water, you hydrate your skin from within. A lot of people will use those creams and think it's all exterior stuff. No, it's internal. Drink water. Stop drinking soda. Stop drinking toxic shit. That shit is full of worthless shit. It's not good for you. You're actually causing more harm to your body because then your organs are filtering through that trash. Water. You don't have to have flavors in your water. People are like, oh my God, I can't stand the taste of anything if it does. Water is so gross. I'm like, who are you people? Like, water is so delicious. It just like freaking crisp. Right? Water tastes good, doesn't it? I bet you do, Joelle. I'm telling you. Us spiritually awakened people, because we're high vibrational, I think our vibration has a lot to do with our age and how we appear. Because it's our soul's energy coming out and radiating. I think our soul's energy comes out. And also the kind of person we are manifests on the external. So if you're just one of those people that just sits around and bitches and moans all the time, like, it's like you start to look ugly to me. Like based on how you conduct yourself. Your behavior, like you could be a generally attractive woman, you know, and you have a great body and you can have, you know, a beautiful face. But if I spend time with you and you're just a low level sucking me dry with your energy, complaining and bitching and gossiping and all that, I will start to actually see you as your energy. I'll start to look at you and I'll be like, ew, you got ugly on me. Right? Does that happen to you guys? Like you see people based on who they are. Like I said, I'll see these really hot women and I'll get to know them and we'll be talking and they'll be gorgeous. Like, you know, just gorgeous shells. But then you get to know them. They have no substance. They're all just fake fucking program shit, talking low level, low vibrational, just awful. And then I start seeing them in their true form, which is completely unattractive. I'm like, eek, I don't know why I thought you were so attractive when I first met you, but geez, something happened, you know? And this is why you got to get to know people. You can get to know people and they may not be that attractive at first, but then they grow on you, right? That happens to me all the time. I grow on people. They may think I'm too tall or too this or too that, but then they spend time with me and they're like, God, you have grown on me. God, you're so beautiful. I'm like, you didn't think I was so beautiful when you met me. You know what I mean? But now they're just like infatuated. I'm like, what happened? Well, they got to know me, my soul. You can't fake that shit. It's just like really beautiful. And so then they see me as this beautiful angel, and it's not really that I'm like all that beautiful, but it's the energy that they've got to know, that warmth, that love, that non-judging, kind spirit of mine. It's all a Jedi mind trick, folks. And when we all figure that out, we can use our minds to create a better reality. Mahadi? I don't know about that. I really don't see myself like that, though. I really don't. I think that might be part of the magic, too. Is just not looking at myself like in a competition with others. Like just loving myself regardless and not being like, ooh. I mean, I can pose and shit like that, but I don't look at myself in that, like, on a pedestal. You know, like there's some women, I see it all the time, and they're like, oh my God, he left me for that bitch. She's not even cute. He left me for her. He's like, shit. I mean, it's like, who cares? You know, I don't look at other women as like competition based on looks, because really at the end of the day, there's not a lot of women that can compete to me on a mind level. That's just facts. There are, I'm not saying none of you guys do, but I'm talking outside of the tribe, guys, right? I'm not trying to insult you guys, because you guys definitely give me a run for my money and mind. So please don't take offense. There's so many beautiful minds here. But I'm saying that's where the true power is in mind. Because there's no competition for me out there. Other than me. I'm my own competition, right? But princesses got on pedestals, not queens. Yeah, I ain't even a queen, man. I ain't even in that realm. I ain't even in that realm. I ain't even a queen. I'm like, you're going to have to shoot for the stars to get to my mind. Because literally, like I said, I'm out here. I'm out of this world with it. As often as I can. I'm like, I'm out of this dimension as often as I can, honestly. I feel something or someone attached to me. I'm crying a lot. Girl, we've already doing this. We've all done this. I attach to people. I pick up on people's emotions all the time. It makes me miserable. I have to really just let their emotions out of me. You know what I mean? When you're an angel of the light, okay, you have to transmute all of the emotions that you're picking up. Every energy field that you're crossing, it could be a complete stranger. You don't know. It could be a lover. It could be somebody you're soul connected with that's having a bad day, or they're like going through a tower and they're like, their whole life's falling apart, and you're feeling it in your soul, and you're like, oh my gosh, where's all of this pain coming from? I just have to be like, I know this ain't mine, but I'm going to feel it for them, and I'm going to release it out and send it out in love. So that's where we transmute that lower energy and we send it back out into a high vibrating energy. And as a soul and an energy being, once you get that point, right, once you understand you are just energy, the energy gets trapped in there and it's like, let me out. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling anxiety. And it's like, okay, feeling sad. It's like, okay, the only way for your soul to cleanse itself is either by movement, which is important to not have a sedentary life, which is to get out and get daily activity, not just sit in front of screens all the time, or to allow those emotions to be released. And crying is the way that the soul can cleanse itself. I always feel great after a good cry. Always. Like, I cried, probably wept. I wept. I would say wept. For 2 days last week. Just wept. I was so sad. And I was like, I don't know. I just had to do it. I was so sad. I wept. And my eyes were all puffy. I couldn't get rid of it. Like, all of this down here was just all puffed up from me weeping. I couldn't turn it off. But, yeah. We just have to let it out. Pick ourselves up. Tattoos. Oh, come on, guys. We've been etching into our skin for thousands of years, by the way. My ancestors used to etch their skin. I am not afraid of tattoos. Or I don't get involved in that kind of mind. Their 5G is going to affect the tattoo. In my world, I don't believe that they have that kind of power to do that. But if you are afraid, by all means. I personally have no fear of 5G or any of that. Because like I said, when I'm out of here, I'm out of here. I don't even care. I don't cling to this life. That would be ego. I'm not clinging to my time here. It's like, I am not wishing it on myself to be out of here, but I'm also not clinging to the hope of being here. Does that make sense? I'm indifferent on the subject. I'm just here in this moment doing what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. And if tomorrow I'm out, so be it. While I'm here, I'm going to pop some wheelies, do my thing, you know what I mean? And enjoy the time in the human form. But when I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm not clinging to this place. Hi, Hope. Anyway, guys, I just want to come on and share some stuff with you. I was going to get into some other stuff, but I got off track like I normally do. But mainly I was just really triggered today, honestly, by the lack of humanity that they were shutting these people's water off. I feel like how many people we're all suffering right now. We're all suffering, and the fact that he could be like, oh, waving at me like he's such a great guy. And I'm thinking in my heart, I'm like, you evil person. Why would you be waving and smiling at me knowing you just shut their fucking water off? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself, right? But this is the realm. We have all these fake fucks out there. Don't be attached to being touched. I can touch myself. Plot twist. Plot twist. I don't need anybody to touch me. I could touch me if I wanted. With no shame. A lot better. Does that make sense? Just kidding. I know you probably meant other people touching me, like, in any way, but I touch everybody. I'm like, hug, 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 hug. But in certain ways, I really don't ever need to be touched again. And I've already made my mind up on that. You know, that's funny you should say that. Because, honestly, I was laying in my bed earlier, and I'm like, I don't think I'll ever be touched by a man again. Out of my own choice. I'm like, I don't think I ever want another man to touch me unless I find, like, that deep love. It ain't happening. I don't want him touching me like that in my sexy places. I just can't do it. So, anyway, funny that you should bring that up. Yeah, all right. So, let's do right and fear no man, shall we? For the way out. This is somebody I like to listen to called The Last Knife Fighter. I like his stuff. It's kind of like old Western vibe. But but it's a chill vibe for me. I like it.
My gospel screams justice. My words stuck in the ground. To plant my seeds right in the evil ground I found. So I stand fast and ready when the wolf knocks at the door. When neither fear nor anger, and all will be restored.
You guys like this song? It's good, huh?
Do right, fear no man.
Do right and fear no man. Rah! That's right, Claudia.
Do right, fear no man.
Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Like I said, I like this guy's stuff. He's like super chill to me, but it's The Last Knife Fighter. And he does another couple songs that I really regularly listen to.
But I can't help but smell the stench of others' evil rising up from hell.
Can't help but smell the stench of others' evil.
Don't spend myself into one side reach for forgiveness, other things to do.
Do right and fear no man, people. I'll see you guys on another one, okay? Thanks for hanging out with me today. And, yeah, man. I don't know, guys. It's anybody's game right now. Really, it's anybody's game. But I don't know if the people are going to wake up. But we could still salvage it. Like, if we really, like, mass exodus from the system right now, we could still sway the consciousness. But I think we might be going really, really dark with it here soon, guys. Because I don't think enough people want to do anything. They're just cowards. Hey, sis. Yeah, girl, I'm out. I'll see you guys on another one, though. Okay? I'll see you later.